We understand that Manchester United are edging closer to the signing of Mbeumo. The talks between the two clubs over a deal that's worth about 60 million. They're progressing now, and actually Manchester United ideally want to confirm Mbeumo before they return for pre-season on July the 7th. He's already agreed personal terms with them, and actually, they've already paid 62.5 million for Mateus Cunha. If they bring Mbeumo in as well, the attention will then turn towards recruiting a number 9 for Ruben Amorim. So all the attention at the moment is at that top end of the pitch for Manchester United. It would be a club record sale for Brentford to, we brought the news yesterday that they're set to appoint Keith Andrews as the replacement for Thomas Frank. So yeah, at the moment, that deal is edging closer for Mbeumo. That Barca are exploring a loan move for Marcus Rashford, which doesn't really make it much more concrete. But he's obviously one of Manchester United's highest paid players. He earns in excess of 320,000 a week. So Manchester United realised that finding a club to sign him permanently, the chances of that are still quite slim, just because there aren't many clubs that can afford those wages. So you might see a similar situation to the one with Villa, where Manchester United pay some of those wages and Barca pay some. But I mean, we understand that Hansi Flick likes Rashford because of his versatility. But the interesting thing about this is that he would be in addition to their top target, which is Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao, who also plays on the left-hand side. So you'd have Rafinha there, you'd have Nico Williams, and then Rashford in addition to that. Wow. So, when you think about the game time that Rashford would probably want in a World Cup year, be competitive.
Manchester United want Garnacho gone. Alejandro Garnacho's Manchester United future looks to be over, particularly after one of his holiday pictures included him wearing a Marcus Rashford Aston Villa shirt. Jack, quite frankly, it's looked like the writing is on the wall for Alejandro Garnacho well before this, in terms of him talking after that Europa League final about being disappointed and surprised that he didn't play longer, wasn't included, ironically, against Villa on the final day of the season. I think he knows before he's put this shirt on that he's done at United, doesn't he?
Yeah, we've all known from some time which way it's going, really, I think. And the last cruel blow almost was taking him on that post-season tour where he looked incredibly unhappy and caused a bit of trouble, I think, along with a couple of other players. It's quite a sad ending from Garnacho, I think, really. He's clearly a very talented player, and having come through to some point the academy, he's someone that the fans would have absolutely latched on to, someone that can make a difference in games. He's obviously not been as consistent as everyone would have liked, but it's clear that there's a talent there, and for the right price, they will absolutely have a market for him. But these are the sort of players that Manchester United should be harnessing and building the future around. And it just feels like, whether it's the player's attitude or not, but you've had issues with Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho over the last few years now, and whether it's all, it might be too much of a coincidence for all three of them to have a serious attitude problem. It must be something to do with the way the club are managing these players and looking after them, and whether it's in terms of the discipline around them or anything like that, is something they need to get a handle on, because these are some clearly talented players that will be playing elsewhere and will make Manchester United look a bit silly if they go on and succeed incredibly elsewhere. But I think for Garnacho, it's probably maybe a little parting shot, having the way it's all fallen out in the last 6 months or so under Ruben Amorim. But we've all known for a while he's going elsewhere, and if somebody can get that management of him right, there's so many fees that have gone around. I think it says 45 million on the back of one of those papers, and it's been up to 70 elsewhere. I don't know if you get 70 for him, but if you can get Garnacho for 45 and get him playing to the level that everyone knows he's got on a consistent basis, then that could be a fantastic deal for someone.
Well, I just wonder, Ihsan, actually, about